Hey guys, Angry Monkey here. This is just a short video. I hope it's short. Usually my stuff isn't though. The other day I mentioned that I had a product review. I never got around to it, but here it is. This is what I wanted to talk about. So I got this off of their website, Pink Gorilla Games. It's a game store that's all the way out in Washington, which some of you guys I might be down the road from you. But naturally, me, it's on the other side of the country. But I discovered this on MetalJesusRocks had a video, and they were talking about bootleg games, which I don't have any that I know of bootleg games to show you. But he had a girl from the store. I don't know if she's the owner or just kind of a spokesperson for the store. But she was advertising this, and I thought, that's a good idea. I should get one of these. So I ordered it, and it got here, I guess, sometime last week, but I'm just now getting around to doing a review of it. I flipped through it, I looked at everything, and it looks pretty cool. One thing I do want to address, though, is it is pink. It kind of looks girly, but I don't know. The contents of it kind of make up for the possibly girly look of it. So I guess that would kind of be my biggest complaint with it. But I mean, it makes sense. I mean, Pink Gorilla Games, of course, it's going to be pink. By the way, I did not get this just because of Gorilla and I'm Angry Monkey. No, I got it because of the content. It could be Pink Spider Games. I hate spiders, but I mean, it's the contents of what is in this. So I mean, naturally, you can see it's a nice size. It does fit in your pocket. I mean, if you have other things in your pocket, they won't fit. But I don't know. You have your phone, your wallet, your keys in one pocket. Put this in another pocket or something, and you go to a retro game store or a gaming convention or whatever. You can have this guy on you, and you can determine if this expensive game that you're going to buy is legit or not. Let's say you find Earthbound, they're selling it for $350 or $400. You want to make sure that you're buying a legit game. I mean, yeah, some people don't really care if it's bootlegged or not, as long as the game plays, but when you're a collector, you want your stuff to be legit. You want your stuff to be in at least somewhat decent shape. I mean, like, yeah, I've got a lot of games that don't have, like, a lot of cartridge games that don't have boxes, their original boxes or whatever. But when it comes to my disc-based games, I'm a little bit more particular on that, where, and I've gotten a little bit more particular over the years. Like, when I was younger, if it didn't have the manual, oh well. Now I'm kind of like, I'd rather have the manual. I mean, it's not a complete deal breaker if the disc is in good shape, because I could always buy a manual later. But when it comes to cartridge-based games, Game Boy games, especially Pokemon games. Oh man, Pokemon games are bootlegged all the time. But this kind of addresses some of those issues, so let's go ahead and open it up. So we're greeted with 4 different screwdrivers here. And yeah, it is pink. So I don't know if I would bring this to a convention, just because people are like, oh, cute pink screwdrivers. Did your mom get those for you? No. I bought it myself. But there's some nice things. I mean, you got 2 different size screwdrivers here, which have the that. One is for the games, and one might be for, like, the console maybe or something. And then I know that this is for Game Boy games, like Game Boy Advance games specifically. And I know that this is, I mean, it's just a little flathead, but this can help like pry open a cartridge. So yeah, I guess here you just have a little Phillips head and the little flathead. So I mean that's pretty cool. But the other nice thing that this product has are these cards. So I guess we'll go through these cards too. So yeah, they call these the Bootleg Buddy companion cards, and I mean, there's stuff on the front and back of all these. I mean, this is just explaining what a bootleg or inauthentic game would be, and naturally explaining, like, for one, what these screwdrivers are and why you should care about bootleg games, which again, it kind of goes back to the whole value thing. I mean, like I said, some people don't care about the value, but a lot of people do, and it's nice to have something that helps with that. So here you have the 3.8 and then the 4.5. So that would be the 3.8. That would be the 4.5. So the 3.8 is good for Game Boy, Game Boy Color, NES, Super Nintendo, Super Famicom, and 64 cartridges. And then you can use the flathead screwdriver to pry it open. And then the 4.5, it says, is good for Sega Genesis and Game Gear cartridges. So that's kind of interesting that they're two different sizes. But I have a couple of these, but they don't have handles, and they kind of hurt to like get a grip. But this, I do like that. And then it explains the Tri-Wing, which is good for Game Boy Advance, and then also vital repair tool for most Nintendo consoles, accessories like Wii's, DS Lites, GameCube controllers, and more. Oh! Really? Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, sure enough, there is the that kind of screw. Okay. You know, showing this GameCube controller on camera shows on how gross this is, but I mean, this is kind of my most played controller. So yeah, I mean, there's going to be some gross stuff to it. Anyway, I'm digressing pretty heavily on this. So that's what that is. And then like I said, you got the dual Phillips mini flathead screwdriver. Can be used to open some NES games. Also helpful for prying stubborn cartridge shells once the screws are removed. Yeah, so I kind of went over all that. So that's what that one is. And then the next thing is this is like a circuit board that's in most NES cases, I think. No, it says Sega there. Yeah, okay, so that must be a Sega cartridge. Well, ignore what I just said then. I don't know what I'm talking about. So the product code printed on the board, you can easily Google the product code to make sure that the game on the board matches the label on the shell. Yeah, so every cartridge has a code on it. Although I had to dig through 3 Sonic games until I found one that had, because both my Sonic 1 and Sonic 2 are the not for retail. But you can see this little code there, and what this is saying, that this code should match what's on the internal cartridge's like circuit board. And if you see that it doesn't match, then you probably got either a bootleg game or somebody swapped out. I'll use Earthbound, going to Nintendo, and what you really find in there is like Super Mario World. Which, nothing against Super Mario World, but if you're buying Earthbound and you pop the game in, you should be seeing Earthbound pop up on the screen, not Super Mario World. And then on the back, Yeah, I guess it's just sharing more of that information. So I'll just pause it, and or you guys can pause it and you guys can read it. I don't want to spend too much time on this. But there you go. And here's an example of some games. You can kind of see here, like, here's some obvious ones of not even including Nintendo Game Boy at the top of that. So you can easily tell that one's fake. And, well, I mean, you could just... Those that are Pokemon fans would just know right away that that Lugia is fake, that is not a legit silver version. But they do have an example of a legit Game Boy cartridge. You can kind of see there, it says Nintendo Game Boy there. So you know that when you see that, that is legit. It also talks about the black globs that you see. There are certain of the old NES cartridges that would have that, but if you see that on most cartridges, then there's something wrong. And it also talks about the like having a battery that's soldered in versus one that's just sitting in a holder, which that I wouldn't say is a determining factor completely, because some people might have just changed the battery and then put a holder there, so that way they don't have to resolder it. Maybe they don't have access to soldering tools. Like, I don't think I do. I kind of like the whole idea of a holder, so you just pop the battery out. So don't make that a determining factor. But there's the black glob that it mentioned was that. If you see that on most games, then it's probably fake. Notice my voice cut out there. You gotta love that. Here's some more examples. Since, like I said, Pokemon games are heavily bootlegged, especially Emerald. I mean, that's a $150 game. I bought it for $30 back in the 2005. Like, why is it so expensive? I mean, it's such a great game. It's like one of the best Pokemon games, but why is it so expensive? Anyway, so here's a few examples that they had of... These are all fake, by the way. So here is a legit copy of Pokemon Emerald. This is my original copy that I bought brand new in 2005. Yeah, I know there's some wear on the label, but I mean, this is what a legit Emerald cartridge looks like. So you can compare that to these guys. I mean, for one, these two are in gray cartridges. At least in America, Emerald was never released on anything except kind of this dark green. Now this one's kind of a lighter green, which looks probably more like a leaf green type case. And the bottom one, I'm assuming, is probably because it's not like foil looking. But I think they probably address the like the font or whatever. I think one of these addresses the font. Oh, yeah, that's on the back. Yeah, so here's another example that they show of an authentic Ruby version versus a fake one. You can see the rated E looks different, and the placement of the Nintendo logo there for some reason. Oh, okay, it uses the wrong font. That's what that is. And one of the things that you can tell on a legit cartridge, and I'll use this Emerald copy again. Right there, you can see like a 12 or something. That's only on legit cartridges, like that little stamp there. And that's what they're talking about there. Now, a couple more examples. I actually do have a bootleg, but I knew it was bootlegged when I got it. It was my Mother 3. This was a game that was never released in America. But you can kind of see that it's kind of... Actually, that's kind of a legit looking thing. I mean, you can see that it does use, comparing that to Pokemon Fire Red, you can see that it uses the rated E is pretty much the same. Now, the Nintendo logo is kind of different. Now, in one of the things they pointed out in Fire Red and Leaf Green specifically, and maybe an Emerald? Yeah, it's also an Emerald too. Is that rectangle there. If you're looking at a copy of Fire Red and Leaf Green, you don't see that rectangle there. It's fake. I don't know if that's in all games. I know this copy of Mother 3 doesn't have that, but it's a bootleg thing anyway. It never released in America. But that's the only reason why I bought it, because there's no way to get it actually in America. So that's a few more examples there. And then the last card, this is again another Sega looking thing apparently. Oh, okay, so yeah, these are more Sega boards. So did I show you a Sega game on Nintendo earlier? I probably did. But here's an actual Sega board. It actually says Sega on it. So I think what they're saying here is it's trickier to tell when it comes to Sega. So both those are legit. And then on the back of that, you can scan that for more tips. So there you go. And there's their website if you are interested in getting this for yourself. I'm going to go back to this. Yeah, so I did show you. This actually is a Nintendo thing. I don't know why I showed you Sega. Oh, so that side... No, that side's also Sega. Or Nintendo. Jeez. Well, I kind of botched the whole section up. There you go, though. Those are Nintendo, not Sega. There's probably so many angry comments like, dude... Actually, I'm the angry one. You know what I mean, though. So many angry comments directed towards Angry about, dude, are you stupid? That says Nintendo on it. I know. I realize that. I'm sorry. I'm dumb. Okay? I admit it. So, anyway. I hope that was helpful on, for one, going over a few bootleg-related items, but also more or less just showing the Bootleg Buddy here and what it shows. And I mean, it's overall pretty nice. I mean, it's in a very nice package here. It is pocket-sized if you want to take this to a convention. Most sellers, I'm assuming, would let you open the cartridge, if you ask, of course, or if you say, can you open this? I want to verify it's legit. Most sellers would be like, oh, yeah, because they want to build that trust in the customer, like repeat business, whatever. And I mean, most people that are selling this stuff are selling legit things, but some people don't know that they got a bootleg item. Like maybe they aren't as informed as others are, or they want to know themselves so that way they can be like, oh, I don't want to sell illegitimate stuff. Now, some cartridges will say, like, reproduction copy on there. And if that's the case, that's fine. At least they made it obvious, but not everybody does that. So it is nice to know that there is something like the Bootleg Buddy that does exist. So, I mean, yeah, it is kind of big. I mean, there's not like any wasted space or anything. I mean, maybe like in the thickness of it or something, but I mean, it's not like it's got wasted space. I would like a few more of the tip cards rather than going to their website or scanning the QR code, stuff like that. I would like more of those cards because those cards are very nice. It would be nice if they had a few more, but overall, I think this is a really cool item, and I think this would help a lot of people in verifying their legit cartridges. It also is nice for if you want to open a cartridge to, I don't know, get a good cleaning of the pins and stuff. I mean, yeah, you can easily just kind of get a thing and just rub the pins or whatever. But if you want to like really get in there with like an actual legit eraser, it's better to like take the back off and actually like scrub it real good to make sure that you're getting all that dirt off, so that way it doesn't affect your console. That I had to do that with a bunch of NES games because I had a second NES that I was selling, and well, I didn't want to put all these dirty cartridges into my NES because I don't want these potentially dirty games to screw up my NES. So I had to wait until I had access to an eraser to scrub these cartridges real good to get all the dirt off. And that actually made a lot of those games work. So just because you get a game that doesn't work, sometimes it just needs a good cleaning, but that's a topic for another day. But I hope this was helpful to you. Again, shout out to Pink Gorilla Games and MetalJesusRocks for advertising this. It's a great product, very well made, and like I said, a lot of great helpful tips and helpful tools. I have a link to, you know what? I'll tag you in the description below, MetalJesusRocks. Check him out. He's got a lot of cool stuff. I've seen some of his game tours and stuff like that, showing off this collection and this collection. He's got a lot of stuff. Like he makes mine look like an amateur, and I've got a lot of stuff too. But like he's got like double, triple, quadruple more than I do. I don't know, but I also want to give a shout out to Pink Gorilla Games. I got a link to their website as well. You can get one of these for yourself, or if you're in the area, go in there, buy some games. They only sell games to in person, which I understand because it's a lot more complicated to sell some games online, have some in the stores, and keeping track of inventory. And I guess they want to appeal to their actual like in-person customers and deal with like face-to-face customers. If there's any issues with it, stuff like that, you can address that in person rather than just through an email or something. But like I said, great product. And I just wanted to talk about it and show you guys and some of the stuff that I kind of learned about bootleg games, even if I mistook Nintendo for Sega. Anyway, like I said, thank you guys for watching. If you haven't yet, like the video and subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified when another video comes out. I'm kind of in the mood to play some Pokemon. I might play some Pokemon on the channel. Some Pokemon Coliseum, not Pokemon Channel. I've already played that. Pokemon Coliseum. So if you guys are interested in that, come back in a few days or whatever, and I'll have a few episodes of Pokemon Coliseum uploaded, or beginning to upload. I also have an Instagram. I forget I have it until I advertise it, but I have one, so you can follow me on there. I post video game stuff, and I don't know. Let me find a random game to pull off the shelf. Like, oh yeah, here's Yoshi's Woolly World on the Wii U, and there's that and that and that. Is this not complete in box? Did I not get... I thought I got this complete in box. Or was there just no manual? Well, I guess that is the manual, is the electronic thing. Weird. Anyway, join me on Instagram where I post video game stuff. And I also have a Discord where we talk about video games and anime and Pokemon, and we post memes, and we have anime watch nights, and it's a lot of fun. We got a lot of nerds on there. It's a small community, but we're always hoping to expand our nerd family. All you need to do is just say, I want to join your Discord. I'll send you an invite, and we could have fun, hang out, nerd out, and yeah, all that good stuff. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. This was a lot longer video than I expected it to be, but what else is new?